Hi everyone, it's Dragana at Saacibo. Welcome and welcome back to my channel. Today we're gonna make some cool stencils. And we're going to use just basic supplies. Some hot glue and a hot glue gun, a piece of glass, perhaps from an old frame, and you will need a drawing of your choice that you're going to trace over. I've shown you these two in the video about coloring books a couple of weeks ago. I really enjoyed the whole process and I love the results they give. We'll show you these examples. This was done on a jelly plate. In this case, I used it as a stamp. And here I've used it when I was dyeing paper with coffee. First, we're going to make the stencils and then we're going to try it together. All right, to create the stencils, you can do like a freehand drawing if you're good at it. My advice would be to put that on a piece of paper, maybe sketch something that you want to trace over. And if you're stuck with ideas and you don't know where to start, you can look at the coloring books if you have any, or you can go to my website and download these 5 images of these big flowers. And you can make stencils using these images. They are free for you to download. You can, of course, use them as a coloring book pages because that's what they are actually. They're like coloring book pages. Or you can use them to trace over to create not just stencils. You can also create faux stained glass like we did in the last video. It's up to you. I'm going to use these today. The first thing we need to do is prepare the surface we're going to work on. When I first tried this, I had just a piece of plastic or acetate underneath, and that was a total disaster. Hot glue started melting the plastic and it got stuck onto the paper underneath. So I thought I have to find a better way. And it seems to me that glass is perfect. It is see-through, so I can put my drawing underneath. But it's also hard and solid, and once the glue dries and cools down, you can easily lift it off. If you don't have a glass, but you have perhaps a ceramic surface, you can use it too, but then you wouldn't be able to trace the drawing. In that case, you would have to do freestyle, whatever you want. Draw some shapes with your hot glue and create a stencil like that. That's totally okay. First, I want to show you how to prepare the glass if you're going to use the glass. I have one prepared, but I'm going to use it for something else, so I'm going to just take a new one. You can get these certificate frames probably cheap in what's it called, dollar store, garage sales, yard sales, second-hand shops, or perhaps you have some. I don't need that part for this project. Nice piece of glass. Okay, but what I want to do is add a little bit of masking tape. This is just for my own safety, and I suggest it would be good for you to do the same thing because glass can be sharp. If you have a nice piece of glass that has really smooth edges, you don't have to do that, but even so, I'll probably do it anyway. It's better to be safe than sorry. You don't want to cut yourself. Go around and put a piece of masking tape all around. There we go. I'm going to use this one. I'm into roses at the moment. I just place the drawing underneath. It's clear. I can see what I'm doing. I'm going to wait for my hot glue gun to warm up a little bit. And it's totally fine to use those clear ones. But for the purpose of filming this video, I'm not going to use these ones because you probably wouldn't be able to see what I'm doing. If it's clear and with the light and the glass, it will be invisible. So I'm not going to use the clear ones. I'm going to use these ones. Perhaps these would stand out better, or maybe even these. I had some dark green and blue ones, but I've used them all up to create these stencils. They were really good because I could see what I was doing. Okay, I can see that that is now ready to be used. How do I start? I'll just start from here. So you just go slowly while you're holding this here. And I don't really mind these, I don't know what to call them, threads from the glue. They add to the character. Okay. And if you make a mistake, you can wait until it's dry, and you just peel it off, cut it off, and then try again, continue. That's it. It's really not that hard, but you do have to practice, and each time you make a new one, I promise you, you'll get better at it. Okay. Later on, we're going to add some detail perhaps. But now I'm just doing the outline. And you just go around. I'm really interested to see how other people interpret this. Like, this is going to be the freebie on my website, as I said. And if you download it and create a stencil, I bet not a single one is going to be the same. And if you do, I'd love to see them. If you don't mind sharing, we have a Facebook group where we share the projects that we make together. I will leave the link down in the description box. It's called Crafting with Saacibo. You can always show me your creations there. And it's really a lot of fun sharing with other people what you make. That's the whole point, I think. Inspiring others and being inspired by others. I think crafting or art is just a great way to relieve tension and anxiety and reduce the stress of everyday life. So now I'm getting here with this more and more finer detail. I'm going to try and make the lines a little bit thinner, but if I don't succeed, I won't stress about it. Just going to improvise a little bit. Just going to go like this. That's it. Perhaps I can add a few of these lines. To the bigger petals. Maybe some here. And later on, if I don't like these, I can cut them off. That's the beauty of it. See, maybe here I didn't really need that. I don't think it's adding to the stencil any value, so I can just scrape it off and cut it. Like this. I suppose if you really want to make some of these lines thinner and all of that, you can use the knife to fix it. I don't really bother with that. I like them a bit grungy like this. So now I'm going to do the leaves. I'm going to try and exaggerate a little bit. You know how the leaves have these spikes. here. Let's try this one. This is a lot of fun, and it's even more fun once you start using them. Just gonna go like really thick here. Add some thorns. I think that's it. Okay, so that's what my stencil looks like. So now I have to wait till this is completely cool so that I can lift it off. Probably takes about 5 minutes or something. Okay, I think this is now cool. I'll just try to lift it off. I'm gonna use this if I get stuck. You don't want to pull too quickly because you might break it. Then again, if you do, just use more glue to fix it. Just start like this, and then it's easy to keep lifting. You can't have a piece that's sitting like that on its own. It has to be attached to the rest of the stencil. Okay. Just add a little bit of glue there. That's how you fix it. There's only that part left. Perhaps I can lift it. Yeah. There it is. So you see on this side, it is nice and flat because we used glass. Okay, so stencil is ready. Let's just test it. I set up my table. I have my jelly plate here. I'm going to try it with jelly plate first. We're going to try without the jelly plate as well. I'm going to just gently wipe with a soft wipe, just a little bit, because I haven't used it in 2 weeks, so it's a bit dry. I like to mix colors separately. You don't have to. I'm going to use this instruction booklet from something to clean my brayer. I have some regular copy paper here. That's printer paper. I think this one is, it seems to be 90 GSM. You can use 80 or whatever paper you want to use. I also have some deli paper that I cut out. These are just, you know, papers that I normally place on my desk, and after a while when they get a little bit messy, I just cut them up and use them in jelly printing for cleanup. We're going to start off by just warming up our plate, okay? And by that I mean we're going to do several prints in one color, just the quick ones, just to warm up the plate. Just some white, maybe a little bit of this yellow ochre, and I'm going to use this one, red ochre. Just a few prints to warm up our plate. Okay, give it a good massage. Let's see. Yeah, nice. Really nice background paper. Okay, let's make a few more. Still have plenty of paint here. I'm going to use it all up. Let's make a lighter color here now. Nice thin layer. I'll print this one on this gelli paper. I love using this gelli paper on gelli print. It just picks up the paint really well. Love it. Really nice background color. Just want to have one red. You know, red roses. I want to make a red rose. Okay. Gelli printing is so much fun. And if you don't have a gelli plate, you can make one yourself. I still have the one that I made a few years ago. It's still alright, but it's a bit bigger and I wanted to use this smaller one. But I leave the link down below if you want to make your own. Let's have a look at the red one. Let's do one just with white and maybe blue. I guess it's going to have a bit of red as well there, which I don't really mind. That's the beauty of the gelli print. It just looks nice when the colors are mixed here. I think about 6 of these will be enough for us. I'm going to make some darker colors now after this one. Nice. Love how the red shows through. So I'm going to add that one. There's still some paint left here. That's all right. Okay, we have another blue one. We didn't make a green one. Let's make a green one. A dark green. A lighter green. Okay. Oh, that's a nice green. What is it? Sap green. Love it. A little bit of the lighter one. The other day I went to my favorite craft shop here, and to my surprise, it's the first time I've seen it here. They have Liquitex acrylic paints, and you know I wanted to grab them, and I thought I just want to try these so badly. But then I've got so many that I haven't used. I should stop buying acrylic paint, or I should start using it more, because once I use up these, I'm going to get those Liquitex ones. I really want to try them. Oh, that's a gorgeous green. Love that. Now let's make one with brown and green. Let's add some brown. surprised my hands stayed relatively clean up until now. You see what happened there? Wow, almost black. Love it. Let's do just one more. I'm gonna add this brown. Just a touch of that yellow ochre. Gorgeous color. Okay, I think we made enough of the plain backgrounds, and my jelly plate is definitely warmed up. Now we can start with the stencils. We're going to start with black. Ready? Cool. Just going to drop it there. And I'm going to use this one to pick up this excess black. And I don't really mind if it's not centered properly. So now you have to massage it really well to get into these little areas to pick up as much of the black as you can. Okay. I will leave it like that. And I will take some cleanup papers because I want to get more of that black from there. Just get some of these thinner papers that allow me to see better what's going on. You can see I can get more of that black. Just keep cleaning up that part until you get most of it. All right, I've cleaned it as much as I could. I'm just going to lift it now. Love it. And I'm going to print straight away while the paint is still fresh. See, I think it's ready. Wow, I love how that rose looks. I'm very happy with it. Love it. Okay, so what I can do now is apply the paint directly here. Directly on the stencil like that. It's another way of doing it. I'm not going to use it as a stamp just yet, but I am going to stamp it onto here. Okay. Use the brayer to make sure the contact with the jelly plate is well, and then I can lift it. And there I have the stamped image. So I'll just use this red one. That's if you want to get like a crisper image without these outlines around. It's just a different way of doing it. And you'll see the difference between those two in a second. Pull it off. Great. There you go. Let's just try this again, like this. I really want to add it to this image. Why not put this, otherwise it will be stuck to my plate. So now I have to arrange it as it should be on the plate. I'm gonna lift that up. I'm gonna put that there. And I'm going to do that. Okay, now I'm gonna hold this, remove that, and put that back. All right, I'll turn it back to this side. I should have my red rose now. Yes, that worked really well, I think. If you don't have jelly plate, you can still use them. And I will just print one on this paper, perhaps in gold. I have this gold paint. I'm going to use the brayer and I will apply the paint directly here onto this. Okay. Up, just drop it, put that over, and then slowly try not to move it underneath, just go over. Did I move it? No, I didn't. Perhaps the gold was not the best choice. I think I'm going to try and do it again over this. Just add a bit of white to this gold. Gold that I've used, I forgot that it's not really opaque. It doesn't really cover over dark colors that well. White should do a better job. We'll just try to go over the same one. Yeah, I think that's all right. Just repeat the process. Sometimes to get good results, you also have to think about the paints themselves and whether they can go on top of another paint, you know, in terms of contrast and colors and opacity. Some paints are just more transparent. Titanium white has the strongest covering ability, so on darker colors always add a bit of white when you're stamping, because you'll get better results. Okay, now I'm happy with that. There's still a bit of gold showing, but there's also a bit of white. Love that. I still have 4 of these left. I'm gonna do this method because I like that. Perhaps I'll add a touch of white here to make it a little bit lighter and more opaque. I'm going to use this black one. Pick up paint around. Okay, love the layering effect there. I'm going to leave that, and later on I can use the same technique that I've done here, where I turn the jelly plate and pick it up with this, just to clean it up a little bit more. I don't mind having a bit of black and red there. Ooh, love it. Right. Okay, I should leave that to dry a little bit, and in the meantime, while I still have that paint there relatively fresh, I'm going to add more to this one. Actually, I'll add more white. Place it here. Nice. It's really nice. I love it. Red rose. Okay, let's do this now. Don't peel it off all the way. Just halfway. Let's see. While I was waiting for my rose stencil to dry, I quickly completed the lily one, and I really want to try it now. White directly onto the stencil. Just wait a little bit more. I'm going to add just the blue here. I'm going to add the blue. And now I'm going to do the stamping with this one without the jelly plate. And then we'll see which one is the better, or if there's any difference. I'm loving the look of this paper now. Cleaning the brayer and getting a nice print as well. Let's see. Perhaps I pressed a bit hard. I like that. Okay, let's see what this one looks like. I don't think there's a major difference. So if you don't have a jelly plate, you can still use them and get really good results. To be honest, I actually like this one better than that one. Okay, now I just quickly want to show you how to get this effect. I rinsed these with warm water while the paint was still fresh. I like to keep them as clean as possible because if the paint builds up and then I want to use it for dyeing, I might end up with these little bits and pieces of paint, which I don't actually mind, but if you do, you need to rinse them. Or make one set for dyeing and another set just for jelly printing. I've got some paper. This is just from a sketchbook. It's about 110 GSM. And I have my coffee that I didn't finish. I'll just use it from the cup straight. Apply the coffee. And then you just place the stencil on top and you just go over a little bit more. And you just let it dry like this. Okay, let's do this one. Place that. Just a bit more. You leave that to dry like that. Now I just want to try something else. I will apply the coffee here. So I'm going to use this one, put it there. I'm going to just press it down a little bit. And I have a little bit of ink, spray ink here. This is from when I was doing bubble papers. Can't believe it's still okay. So it's light in blue. I'll just spray a little bit. Just to see what will happen. Put that one aside. And I have one more, which is this one. I'm going to do the same with that one. I will apply the coffee, place the stencil, and then I'm going to spray with this. Just here where the flower is. Make it a blue flower. All right, and I'm gonna let it dry like this. Let's take a look. Nice. I guess I didn't clean the stencil well again. Let's have a look here. This one's a bit better. It looks really nice. Love the lighter shade, but yeah, I did not clean the stencil properly. There was still a bit of fresh paint left, I guess. Hopefully these are good. Yeah, love that thing with added blue. It's really nice. Love it. And that one too has a little bit of, just a little bit of light blue there. So these are great for dyeing papers. It would be nice to make more of them. Just for dyeing papers. I love that. Now, in terms of looking after these, as I said, clean them from the excess paint if you can, once you're done. And I usually store them like this. This is just the cardstock and these plastic sleeves, and I would just put that there. So it has a bit of a stability from the cardstock. Perhaps I can keep two in one, like so. And then I can put this one in here. If they stay flat like this, they will definitely last longer. Okay. And let's take a look at all our jelly prints now. Love that one. And that one as well. Like the background here. That one turned out good in the end after we've added white. That's good too. This one could have been better. Perhaps I can redo the rose in a different color. Could definitely improve on that. I'm happy with that one. That one's not bad, but it's too plain. Perhaps add another paint on top of that, reprint that in a different color to keep a bit of white as well, but also add some other color too. I like this one. Nice flower in the background. Okay. When I was cleaning the jelly plate, I've noticed there was a little bit of image left on the plate, and I just used gold paint on top and picked it up, and I ended up with this. I actually like it. And that was one of the cleanup papers I just had to try. I love how it looks. So I hope you enjoy this. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Yes or no to handmade stencils with hot glue. Thank you so much for watching. I hope I see you soon in my next video. Bye for now.